guys, welcome to Talking News. I have a news story for you. Please subscribe, push the like button right now, and push the notification bell if you want notifications. So, we've been talking an awful lot about Malia, and I could continue to talk about Malia with you guys. But my job here is to try to help find missing people. So, what I'm going to ask you is I'm going to go over this story. Would you please check this story out? And then I'm going to make a big Malia story for you guys. I'm not sure if you guys have had time to hear about Jennifer Dulos. She seems like a pretty wealthy woman. Reminds me of the Vatsala Watkins, which I'll go over kind of briefly with you. And this story kind of, have you ever seen the movie War of the Roses? Well, this is basically that movie, except with a very tragic ending. Okay, so this is a mother of 5. Jennifer Dulos lives in Connecticut. She was last seen on a Friday, and she never showed up to pick up her kids. So this was not like her, according to people that know her. And so I think it was about, I'm a little confused on the timeline here. This is a news story, so you'll have to forgive any mistakes or things that aren't correct. So on Saturday, investigators did the right thing and searched her home and found human residue. Not only that, it appeared someone tried to clean it up. So she was missing for a period of time. I think it was 8 days when I started looking at this story, which was a few days ago. So it is said that Jennifer and her husband, Fotis, and I hope I say his name right, Dulos, have had a violent background. Like I mentioned, War of the Roses. And what we're being told is he actually, a couple of years ago, tried to run her over with a car. Now you can see why she's seeking divorce. And according to what I'm finding out, I'm not sure if this is complete fact yet, but the divorce has been going for a long period, so possibly even a couple of years. So it's very long and drawn out. So that Saturday, the police show up to a huge mansion-like home in Farmington, Connecticut, where they believe they found evidence of foul play. And that's that residue I was mentioning earlier. Not only that, they ended up having to suspend the search for a little while on Saturday, I believe, and they resumed on Sunday. Now, this is no young girl. Jennifer is a brunette. She's 50 years old with 5 children. She was last seen driving a black Suburban when they first caught wind of this story. And so it was 6 or 7 days ago. So we're going to say it's about 8 or 9 days that she went missing. So she dropped off her kids at a private school, last seen in New Canaan. But it was later on, they found her Suburban, was found behind, what is the name of this park? So Wave Me Park, I think I said that right, which is a popular 250-acre park. It has jogging trails, picnic areas, baseball, everything you pretty much think of. But there was no sign of Jen there. Police actually covered the area using canines and drones, plus on foot, but they just come up empty-handed. Although they did zero in on a high grassy area with a shallow pond, which is about 3 foot deep. And that's according to Steve Benko, which is the town's director of recreation, but they found nothing. So, New Canaan Police Lieutenant Jason Ferrero, I hope I said your name. Forgive me if I didn't. I slaughter these names. Give a brief statement Thursday. Quote, "Nobody has been found and no arrest has been made." End quote. And this was as of yesterday and, the days before that. Jennifer remains missing. Jennifer's family and friends say they remain hopeful. One friend says it doesn't seem real. So Lieutenant Jason stated a criminal investigation / missing person investigation is being running concurrently. It says, is Jen a victim of foul play or intentional harm? Police say they aim to find out. So after Jen had been missing for a while, the Canaan community gathered for a vigil Thursday night, and almost 200 people attended in the drizzling rain. So Father Rob Kinley, which is a pastor, said, "We could be wondering, we could be speculating, we could be guessing, but it is best we are praying." Isn't that true, though, guys? So, Aaron Cooper, who heads the New Canaan County School, which is a private school where all 5 of Dulos' children attend, called Dulos a devoted mother, regular volunteer. So, she was a positive influence to the community. I can tell you right now, this case has taken a turn toward homicide more than missing person in the later days. Now, the children are staying with the daughter's mother, so it's the maternal mother, grandmother, in a apartment in New York City. And so the father, Mr. Dulos, tries to visit the children, and he says that the children are under armed guard. So he couldn't get through the guards to get to the children. So it seems her family is very wealthy. And what I'm hearing is the family is not happy with him for the fact that they did loan him over $1 million and he never paid them back, which we'll cover later on. Okay, first I want to go over the new information, and then I'll kind of step backwards and take you back through all this other information I want to share, and that includes the documents from court, etc., and so on. Okay, I wanted to share this. So this says Connecticut mom and his girlfriend arrested, but really it's Connecticut father and his girlfriend arrested, charged with hindering the prosecution, tampering with evidence. Fox News, you're slacking. Oh, I make boo-boos all the time myself, but that's pretty bad when you got it in bold letters. So according to this Boston article, Hartford, Connecticut. So police investigating the disappearance of the Connecticut mother of 5 have arrested her estranged husband and his girlfriend on charges of evidence tampering and hindering prosecution, authorities announced Sunday. So this was very recent. And police in the wealthy New York City suburb of the New Canaan said Fotis Dulos, 51, and Michelle, oh good Lord, Troconis, 44, were taken into custody in Avon, Connecticut. So this was late Saturday. Both were detained on a $500,000 bail. That don't even make sense. They're giving people like Andreen McDonald's husband $1 million bail. What the hell? So that don't make sense to me. You know they come, they're at least affiliated with a wealthy people. I don't know. Anyways, this happened Monday in Norwalk Superior Court. Okay, there were some huge signs before any of this happened. I'm sure we will find out some more information on these two in the coming days, but right now we don't have much on these two. But we do finally have documents that say what led us to this point and what Jennifer was experiencing, and it was a nightmare. Yes, this is a wealthy family, and I wanted to make sure y'all remind me in the comments. If I do not remember to cover it here, I want to share the Vatsla walking story with you, because she come from a background in the way that they found her with they found her floating in a river with a life jacket, claiming that she drowned herself. I don't even know how you would drown yourself in a life jacket, honestly. It doesn't make sense to me, and they're trying to pin mental illness and suicide on the girl, but I don't believe that for a second. And I've tried to get information on that story, and I cannot get it. The husband has tried to keep it hush-hush. The police, I filed for, public information. I can't get it. They refuse to respond to me, so... But anyways, this case is not going to be like that because they're not involved with political people like Vatsla. And anyways, let me go over these documents. Okay, guys. So in 2017, Jennifer Dulos filed for an emergency order for full custody of the children, which was denied. Court failing the children again, guys. Court documents show Jennifer Dulos and Futas, her husband Dulos, had temporary shared custody of the children until the end of the divorce proceedings. In the order, Jennifer Dulos stated that they discussed separating after she learned of her husband's affair in March of 2017. So it wasn't a fact that the rumor of her almost being run over and things like that. So... that's sad. Ladies, do not stay with a man that is abusive. All right. So Jennifer Dulos alleged that her husband exhibited intensifying, irrational, unsafe, bullying, threatening, and controlling behavior, stating that she was afraid for her safety as well as the physical safety and emotional well-being of her children. So she's telling the judge there's another incident where women are concerned for their children and the judges are not listening. So the mother alleged that the husband threatened to kidnap their children and on May 30th, 2017, if she did not agree to his terms in the divorce settlement, and that he had bought a gun that year. Jennifer Dulos described an incident on June 3rd of 2017 in which her husband allegedly became enraged over her schedule and for her kids, and that was on a Saturday morning because he felt that they should be water skiing. Jennifer Dulos claimed that her husband would force the children to train as professional water skiers, even though they did not want to. Jennifer claimed that, they were all afraid to disobey. So I want to pause here a moment, because here she's got all this. It's not just we're not getting along and I'm afraid of him. She has specific things that she's worried about. And this judge absolutely did not protect this family. What the hell is wrong with our judges in office? So you guys vote them guys in, and your politicians do as well, but replace them. Pay attention to the judges in your area and replace them. If they are not protecting your children, and especially your women, vote them out. You guys are so distracted by abortions and these silly things that is created by the wealthy that don't even really pertain to most of you. You don't even have time to know which judges you have in office, which is important because those people are the ones that you're dealing with when it comes to whether or not they're going to protect your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. So if you see abortion, just scroll past it. There's nothing you can do about that really anyways. They have money into that for the stem cell research, so don't even bother with it. Start paying attention to what's happening in your community and fighting for that. That's a big start. All right, guys, let's continue on. So she says, he got within inches of my face and berated me. The court documents state that she says, I was scared and I tried to leave the room. He followed me upstairs into the bedroom where he shut the door and blocked it, so I was trapped. As he verbally attacked me and physically intimidated me. Now, these are not just words she had, because in this document it says the couple's daughter and babysitter were allegedly in the room at the time and witnessed the husband blocking the door, according to court documents. So there's more than enough evidence there for that judge to have protect this woman and her family. So we need to find out who that judge is and make sure he gets, he doesn't sit on that bench again. Having no way to escape the room other than to the second story window, I screamed until my husband became nervous that his cousins, who were visiting the home, would hear me. And that's according to what the emergency order states. And like most women that are dealing with people, angry men, know. In the request for relief, Jennifer Dulos stated she knew that filing for the divorce and filing the emergency motion for custody would enrage him. And this is because she's lived with him all the years, so she knows how he is. Well, we definitely need to raise awareness, so please share this story, guys. So anyways, quote, she says, I know he will retaliate by trying to harm me in some way, she says. He has an attitude that he must always win at all cost. He is dangerous and he is ruthless when he believes that he has been wronged. Now that's some serious statement that a judge should have took seriously. But her husband amended a reply to the motion. He claims that he allegedly bought the gun in 2017 for home security and stated he never threatened or bullied the children into skin. Court documents show he denied exhibiting irrational, unsafe, bullying, threatening, and or controlling behavior, and then stated that he never threatened to kidnap the children or physically threaten his wife. And as if somebody's going to say, yes, Judge, I did this. I threatened to kidnap my kids. I told my wife, but she didn't listen, so, like he's going to say that. Come on, Judge. We have far too many judges letting down our communities, our women, and our children especially. So it says that he sent an email to Jennifer Dulos in December of 2017, where Mr. Dulos wrote that their children deserve a mother and a father, not one or the other. And if we cannot live together, we can at least get along for the sake and benefit, according to what the husband wrote. But his actions did not display, anything that supports what's in that email. Now, here we go. So, the husband also claimed that June 27, his wife lied about where she was taking the kids and instead hired armed bodyguards and took them to a hotel in New York City. He claimed his wife told the children that Dad was going to do harm to them, according to court documents. So the husband also stated that his wife called him a psychopath and told the children that he does not care about them. I guess he's trying to say, well, she's calling me names that I don't deserve. I don't think she would call him a psychopath for bringing her flowers. So, he brings her flowers and he says, oh, thanks, you're a psychopath. No, it doesn't work that way. He had to have done something to make her think that he's a psychopath. Now, men, if you're watching this, I'm not man breaking. I'm just saying it's mostly women that do go through this. And I'm not saying that, he's not telling the truth, but there was more than enough witnesses to say, who was doing what. He further says that his wife said to the children, which absolutely makes no sense, "I will make sure this divorce takes 2.5 years, and I can have the mafia break your dad's legs with a baseball bat." Well, if she's connected to the mafia and she's missing and they find out about it, you're the one in jail right now. You may not be around much longer. I can tell you right now, living in the house that they live in, is her mother paying for all that? I don't know. What does he do to make so much money? Because he's been borrowing money from her mother. So they definitely have a large amount of money that could indeed lead them to the mafia. To be honest with you, I really don't care. But the fact of the matter is, I do care that if this one was trying to get away from this guy and she couldn't. So the couple had a temporary shared custody of the children until the divorce proceedings were final. After they separated, Jennifer Dulos and the children moved out of their home in Farmington, Connecticut, where Frutos Dulos remained. The Connecticut Post reported that Frutos operates his construction business, the Four Group, out of the home, according to newspapers. So yeah, you look in, if you were to do a background on that Four Group, I'm sure you'll find out they don't, I've not even heard of them. And again, I will say, if it's mafia connected, they're not going to take to him killing this girl. They will not put up with that. So anyways, quote, Jennifer Dulos still has not been located. So this article goes on to say, quote, "We miss her beyond measure. Her 5 young children, her family, her friends, colleagues, and neighbors, as well as countless people who have never met her, but who have responded to the spirit of grace and kindness that Jennifer embodies," Luft said in a statement. "The support and love and the concern for her children and the community efforts have to help locate Jennifer have kept us going." So they've had a lot of community support, it seems. So firstly, I'm even shocked that this story is hitting headlines, especially with what they're saying the family's connected with. But hopefully it will give her the justice she deserves, because she definitely did not deserve what she got. Not at all. And them poor children. So like I mentioned, he is behind bars with his girlfriend. It looks like he's probably had that side girlfriend for a while. She probably is the one that probably cleaned it up. I don't know. That's just speculation. But if you live in the area, maybe you can volunteer to try to help locate her. Maybe she's still alive. We don't know. But I think police are thinking there's a possibility she is no longer alive. Just remember, guys, that there was a mention of mafia in there. That's just speculation and just talking about it. This is called talking news. And I will let you know whenever I post facts. And those facts are these. You have Jennifer Dulos, who was married to a psychopath, she says. She's having to deal with violence and bullying during her marriage. She comes from money. It seems maybe her husband did not come from money, because he had to borrow money from her mother, in which he's never paid back. Right now, her mother has her children, and according to the husband, he is, the kids are under armed guard watch. Now, what I was telling you is I would talk to you about Václav Watkins. And I want to make sure I mention this story because I do not want you guys to forget. Now, Vatsala was married to a politician. She ended up going missing. It's in North Carolina. Guys, I don't have my notes for her in front of me. So you can refer to older videos on her, which I don't know if I still have them up because the family was kind of bullying me, so I kind of took it down. But they are claiming that she went and drowned herself because she did have struggle with depression. Just because you struggle with depression does not mean that you committed suicide. And that's the way the police treat things these days. If you mention the person that is missing is dealing with depression, they say, oh, suicide, and it's just an easy case to close out. But anyways, I have an audio I wanted to share with you guys on Vatsala that I've never shared before. And I'm going to do that on the next video. I'm going to upload it right after this one. You might want to hear the 911 call. I don't know. But anyways, they found her floating with a life jacket on. Ruled it a suicide, case closed, nothing else was said about it. It was kept hush-hush. But her politician husband, which has been in trouble before, backstabbing, you know, the Republican Party in some way, I think he had something to do with it. So, you know, that's my opinion. That's not fact. But anyways, guys, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to say thank you for watching and caring enough to watch about these people. And please share their information. I'll see you guys soon.